In this episode of the Atomic Zone, we are reminded that the universe is not only stranger than we imagine, but stranger than we are likely ever permitted to understand. Physicists speak of branching timelines, of many worlds splitting endlessly at every decision. Philosophers whisper that reality itself may be a simulation, a great engine of information beneath the veil of matter. And if the universe is made of code, then perhaps somewhere inside that code are functions we would recognize all too well: the fork, the merge, the reset, the revert. In the language of software, history is never as permanent as it appears, and in the atomic zone, one wicked man discovers what happens when someone finds the commit history of reality itself. The story takes place before the events of the proxy, back in the 1980s when Gamora Pharmaceuticals was already corrupt, already monstrous, but not yet haunted by the proxy. Stebner's lab-created monster of steel and vengeance. That's another tale.
Womp womp.
Nedry and Bella, the spoiled and venomous heirs to the company, are still rising in power, and their current Pentagon-sponsored bodyguard is a military man named Vince, a thick-necked predatory brute in a pressed uniform, the kind of smiling thug who mistakes appetite for personality. He is not brilliant, he is not subtle, but he is dangerous in the way that all cruel men are dangerous. He knows exactly how much fear he can get away with creating inside a place that protects the powerful. Deep in the basement of Gamora, in a hidden laboratory full of humming equipment and impossible diagrams, Stebner is conducting research that no ethical institution would permit and no sane investor would fully understand. He is studying quantum reality itself, not in the poetic sense, but mechanically, obsessively, probing at causality like a locksmith testing the pins of a cosmic door. Stebner is the sort of bought genius Gamora specializes in: brilliant, petty, arrogant, and loyal only to the old tyrant who funds him. And the person who accidentally exposes Stebner's secret is Junior. Sweet, oblivious, autistic Junior from the mailroom, the one person in the Gamora ecosystem too guileless to understand that secrets are currency. Junior sees everyone's mail, everyone's packages, everyone's little hidden pieces of life. He tells the truth because it does not occur to him not to. And one day, in the innocent way only Junior can manage, he lets slip to Vince that Stebner has built something very special in the basement. That is all Vince needs to hear. When Vince corners Stebner in the lab, it is not a confrontation between equals. Stebner is clever, but Vince is fast and vicious. The attack is sudden, ugly, and animal. Vince attacks, kills Stebner, and from the wreckage of the lab, he steals the invention at the center of it all. A sleek little device, no more remarkable at first glance than an ordinary phone, except that it is anything but ordinary. This machine Stebner invented can rewind personal causality. Not time in the grand cinematic sense, not the whole universe sweeping backward in a visible wave, something more intimate, more surgical, more horrifying. The user enters a number of minutes or seconds, presses go, and the device performs what might be described, to a software developer at least, as an interactive hard reset on a local branch of reality. The present moment is rolled back to a prior commit, choices become unmade, actions become unperformed, consequences vanish. The user retains the memory, but the world does not. And Stebner, being Stebner, gave the machine a joke. Every time it activates, the device glows blue, vibrates in the hand, and on the screen appears the comically deadpan face of Junior, who chirps in that unmistakable autistic voice.
Womp womp.
Then, reality reverts. It is a private little gag Stebner made for himself, mocking the harmless mailroom clerk who stumbled too close to genius. In Vince's hands, that joke becomes the gateway to hell. At first, he uses the device for petty perfection. A missed billiard shot becomes an impossible banked masterpiece on the second try. A bad hand of cards becomes a winning one. A lottery ticket purchased after the numbers are known turns into instant wealth. He learns how to enter a room twice, say the right sentence on the second pass, throw the better punch, dodge the knife, flatter the right person, steal at the right moment. Every failure can be erased. Every embarrassment can be deleted. Every losing branch can be reset and replayed until he gets the outcome he wants. And because Vince is Vince, he does not stop at money. He indulges himself in every form of cruelty that power and consequence-free repetition can buy.
Womp
He becomes
womp.
bolder, uglier, more monstrous with every success. The universe, he decides, is not moral at all. It is editable. And if reality can be undone, then to a man like Vince, other people are no longer people. They are test environments. For a while he seems unstoppable. But evil men always make the same mistake. They believe that because they can erase consequences, they can erase witnesses. Vince eventually realizes that Nadine and Junior saw more than they were supposed to. Nadine, timid and trembling behind her secretary's desk, and Junior, who notices everything and conceals nothing, both know enough to put him at risk. And because Vince has already grown drunk on temporal impunity, he decides the solution is simple. He will go back. He will undo the murder of Stebner, replay the entire sequence, steal the device again, and this time eliminate any witnesses. So Vince returns to the lab, attacks Stebner again, takes the device again, and sets his plan in motion. But something has changed. Maybe the branch has grown unstable. Maybe Stebner was never quite as helpless as Vince thought. Or maybe the universe, having tolerated enough edits from one evil hand, is beginning to resist. Whatever the reason, the second attack goes wrong. Stebner is not fully dead, and standing nearby, Nadine and Junior are supposed to be eliminated next. The struggle turns chaotic. Glass shatters, equipment sparks. Vince lunges to finish the job, and in one desperate motion, Stebner drives a broken piece of laboratory equipment straight into Vince's eye socket. The effect is instantaneous and ghastly. Blinded on one side, shrieking in pain, blood pouring down his face, Stebner strikes him again, and Vince collapses to the floor, clutching the device. But even now he still believes himself invincible. Even now he thinks of reality as a game he has not yet lost. Desperate to undo the last minute, to rewind the struggle, to try again and again until Nadine, Junior, and Stebner are finally dead, he fumbles with the controls through agony and panic. He means to set the timer for 1 minute. Instead, he enters 1 second. The device glows, it vibrates, and there on the screen appears Junior's face.
Womp womp.
Reality snaps backward by 1 second, and Vince is still there, still screaming, still in pain, still falling, still staring at the device, still hearing Junior say it again.
Womp womp.
1 second backward, no escape.
Womp womp.
1 second backward, no relief.
Womp womp.
Again and again and again. From the perspective of Stebner, Nadine, and Junior, Vince simply vanishes in a brief flash of blue light, like a branch of existence being hard deleted in real time. One moment he is there, bleeding, screaming, clawing at his ruined eye. The next he is gone, leaving behind only a fading shimmer, the scent of ozone, and the diminishing echo of that ridiculous phrase.
Womp
But Vince
womp.
does not die, not exactly. Because somewhere outside ordinary time, inside a 1 second rollback loop of his own making, he remains trapped forever, forever at the exact point of agony, forever blinded, forever horrified, forever hearing the same mocking voice announce the reset he can no longer stop. He has not been granted death. He has been committed to a private branch of hell. And while he loops, time continues everywhere else. The sun swells and dies. Oceans vanish. Continents shift. Empires rise and disappear without leaving a mark. Satellites fall. Cities rot. Humanity passes into memory and then beyond memory. The moon drifts farther away. Galaxies thin into darkness. Stars burn out one by one. Black holes evaporate. Even causality itself begins to fray at the unimaginable edge of the far future. And still, in one tiny sealed corner of the greater reality, Vince remains, screaming, bleeding, falling, listening to the face of Junior from the mailroom chirp the last words of a long-dead universe.
Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp.
And the closing narration tells us that most people dream of having a second chance, a chance to take back the wrong turn, the cruel word, the terrible mistake. But in the atomic zone, one man was given not a second chance, but an infinite number of them, and because he was evil, he used everyone to become worse, until at last the universe, in its cold and silent mercy, gave him exactly what he deserved. Not forgiveness, not oblivion, but 1 second of pain, repeated forever.
Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp.